Hey, what it do, sports world, and welcome to the Winner Circle podcast. Me, Ray Diggs, man. It's gonna be a great week of high school football. We back again at the Winner Circle podcast here. Hey, Stuttgart, Warren, Fordyce, they're moving on to the semifinals in the 8-3A and 8-4A state playoffs. These three teams right here has been basically dominant all season. Warren, like I said, Warren is not the 3 seed. Fordyce pretty much dominated all season. Stuttgart is undefeated. So we know that they've dominated all season. But now these teams are getting ready for the semifinals as they get ready to try to take that step to being in the state championship game if they're in War Memorial Stadium. Before we get started, man, make sure you get your popcorn ready, get your drink ready, because we're about to get ready and hit it off. Y'all know how we do it over here at the Winner Circle Podcast. We got to hit it with the Winner Circle Podcast intro. So, hey, get you something to drink, get you a little snack, because we're about to get ready and go live here on the Winner Circle Podcast and talk about 8-4A and 8-3A semifinals between as Warren, Stuttgart, and Fordyce gets ready to take the next step. Hopefully they can end this thing in Little Rock. But go ahead and get yourself ready because the intro is about to drop now. Hey, what it do, sports world? It's me again. The Winner Circle Podcast with me, Ray Diggs, is here, y'all. Where passion meets performance and champions are made. I'm your host, Ray Diggs, bringing you the energy, the insight, and the mindset from across the world of sports. From the locker rooms to the big stage, this is where the real ones talk and legends rise, and the motto stays the same. Winners will always win. The Winner Circle Podcast with me, Ray Diggs. We are here, and we ain't going nowhere. Make sure y'all tune in, because we're about to go live now. Peace. It's the Winner Circle Podcast. Y'all know what we do. We do it over here. But hey, let's go ahead and jump into it. Like I said before, Stuttgart, Warren, and Fordyce is moving on to the semifinals in the 8-3A and 8-4A state playoffs. This right here is for a ticket to Little Rock if they can win these games. Warren is going on the road while Stuttgart and Fordyce will be at home. Now, the two home teams got the advantage. They're playing at home. Warren is going to a very difficult territory. Warren is going to Darnell, where Darnell has beaten two 8-4A teams already, which was Hamburg. They beat them by 1, and they beat Monticello this past Friday by 21. So now Warren is going in here to try to do something that the other two teams couldn't do. Warren beat Monticello early in the season, and they lost to Hamburg. So Warren is going into enemy territory. I think they're going into the most difficult game, being on the road at Darnell, knowing how the way things work up there. I think that they're going to have the most difficult time. Let's start off with the Fordyce. Let's start off with the Stuttgart Ricebirds. Stuttgart, y'all know their identity. They're a balanced team, explosive, fundamentally sound. Stuttgart is built around discipline on offense, smart quarterback play, and a defense that tighten in the red zone. So what that means is y'all know how Fordyce do things. I mean, how Stuttgart do things. Stuttgart do things, everything around Kane Price, his arms and his legs. If you cannot stop the engine, you cannot stop the automobile, which is Kane Price. You got to be able to stop him. And teams cannot stop him. They can't contain him. He just running around out there doing what he wants to do. And he dictates the game, especially on the offensive side. This team right here is they're heavily used of the RPO, quick outs, and timing throws to keep the defense on their heels. They're a very fast-paced offense. They don't let you, they don't let you catch your breath. By the time you catch your breath, they're in the end zone. That's what type of team you're going to get with the Stuttgart Ricebirds. The Fordyce Red Bugs, their identity is smash mouth football, discipline, built for November football. Everybody know that Fordyce got that. They got the type of style that's built to win an 8-3A state championship. A tough defense with a heavy run game. Y'all know who leading them. A lot of people, Cadillac Ellison, the quarterback, is their leader on the offensive side with Michael Gamble. But I feel like, this is just my opinion, I think that their defensive line is their leaders. I think that Vincent Stroud, one of the best young defensive players in 8-3A, a very dominant player. You can just see him. It's like he takes the game. Him and the rest of those defensive linemen, it's like they take the game over how dominant they can be. And they're gonna have to beat this right here against a Boonville team. See, a lot of people can get caught up with Boonville in a rich tradition. Boonville is always at this position. They're always in this position right here. They're always in the state championship or semifinals or deep in the playoffs. So you can get caught up when you go against a Boonville team. Now, Fordyce beat this team last season. So what do they have? They have revenge on their mind. Now, will they get it? I don't know. They're coming down to Paul Bear Bryant Stadium in Fordyce. That's going to be a hard place to play at. But their defense is one of the most physical front in 4A, period. They are dominant. I watched them dominate Mayflower. And I think that if they can dominate this game right here in Boonville, I think Fordyce is going to stamp their ticket to the state championship. Then it comes down to the Warren Lumberjacks. Their identity is tradition, speed, elite playmaking. Warren has been one of the toughest programs in Arkansas for decades, and in 2025 is no different. Bo Hembry is leading this team. Warren's, they just got that spread attack with Blaze Fellows, with Tayshawn Edwards, with Josiah Steen, with the young running back. And Jackson Den is launching that thing. Jackson Den over, I think he's number 8 in the nation in passing. So that just tell you what Warren brings to the table. Warren, you're gonna have to slow them down on that offensive side. If you cannot do that, you in for a long one. But Warren is going into enemy territory. They're going to Darnell. Darnell, one of those defenses that I feel like, I'm not saying nobody can stop Warren, but I feel like if they can make enough plays to slow their offense down just a little bit and keep that offense off the field, then they give themselves a very, very good chance to win the game, even, because they're at home and Warren is going to be on the road in enemy territory. Now, Warren's defense normally wears down late in games. They allow teams to get back in the games, how the Gosnell game was. Same thing last week, but Warren's defense stand up when they need to stand up. They stand up and they make that one stand that they need to win the game. That's what they're going to need to do against Creed Vega and that explosive offense from Darnell. They're a very run-heavy offense. That's something right there that I think that I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing for the Warren Lumberjacks, because Warren, they have problem tackling late in games. I think that's more fatigue. But if Warren can come out here and slow down that run game, I think that Warren give themselves a very good chance to win this game on the road. Because when I just look at both of these teams, I just think Warren have way more talent on the offensive side than Darnell have. But it's not about talent. It's about who comes and execute. I would say Monticello probably had more talent. Monticello probably had more talent than Darnell. But because they didn't execute the game plan, that's the reason why they came out with a 21-point loss. Even though I don't think that Monticello was 21 point, I don't think Darnell was 21 point better than Monticello, but because they executed their game plan, that is the reason why the game turned out into a pretty much a 21-point win for them. Now, first up, Stuttgart. Like I said, they're built on an elite quarterback. Kane Price is that offense. It just keeps that offense humming. The Stuttgart is one of the most dangerous teams when they get in a rhythm, fast, efficient, and fundamentally sound on both sides of the ball. The Ricebirds do not beat themselves, and they make you pay with every mistake you make. What do that mean? That means that if you make a mistake, they are going to make you pay, just like how they did against Backside. Backside made a mistake. Stuttgart made them pay. I feel like this right here is the best that Stuttgart has played. I can't say that because they've been playing good all season. But I think right now, it's like they're just having fun right now. And I think that if you come into a game, and even this right here go for Elkins, I know we got a lot of people that like Elkins. I like Elkins as well. But if they come into this game and they do not know how to contain Kane Price, this thing can get ugly, and it can get ugly around the third, maybe late in the second into the third quarter, because that's normally when Stuttgart likes to go on their runs. You got to be able to control Kane Price. If you cannot control him, and I haven't seen anybody do it all season, and everybody keeps saying, but Elkins is different. Elkins got a defense. Yeah, Elkins do have a defense. They got a really good physical defense. But I'm going to tell you, I've watched Elkins play a lot this season. I don't think they've seen a quarterback that moves around the way Kane Price do. And that's right there why I possibly, giving the edge to Stuttgart to possibly win this game. But then we're going to shift over to Fordyce. Their physicality, it's the identity and toughness, it's the trademark. The Breadbugs don't just play football, they enforce their style. Downhill running game, smash mouth defense, and a mindset built for November. Cadillac is getting the ball to his weapons and adds just another layer to the team that's already hard to crack. That's basically that's describing who this Fordyce team is. This Fordyce team, Cadillac, when he gets the ball out and gets it to his playmakers, it's almost impossible to stop. When he gets the ball to Stroud, and I'm talking about when he give it to him in space, I don't think there's no team in their conference that can stop this kid when he have the ball in his hand. You just got to get the ball to his hands. That's it. And if Cadillac can do that with Michael Gamble running the ball and the rest of the boys running that football, Fordyce, I think Fordyce can go in there and pull a shocker, because I think that a lot of people out there is picking Fordyce to lose this game, just like they was picking Fordyce to lose last week. But Fordyce, this is a team that's on a mission this season. They lost their quarterback last season. They feel like if they didn't lose their quarterback last season, that they possibly could have won last year's championship. And I'm not against them. I'm not saying they wouldn't. But at the end of the day, he's here now. He's a little banged up, but he's good enough for them to make he's good enough for them to get to the semifinals. I think that this team is hungrier than they was last season. And that's right there why I say, if this team right here comes out and play mistake-free football and be disciplined and don't get in their heads like they was doing against Mayflower, I can be honest, it was some plays in that game where I feel like the players were going back and forth with each other. I didn't like that, but hey, I guess you holding each other accountable. And then I see Vincent Stroud step in, and he pretty much letting them know who, hey, we got to make sure we're taking care of business, and they continue to, push each other, and they just made the plays, man. If Fordyce did not make mistakes, that game could have easily been 35-7 or maybe even 35-0, honestly, because they threw a pick six. That's 7 points, and then they got a turnover. Mayflower got a turnover on Fordyce, and then they drove it field. That was all maybe in the first quarter. I don't think, Mayflower didn't score again after that. Fordyce defense buckled down, and they just dominated the game. And I think Fordyce, they are one of those teams that feeds a lot off of their crowd. And I think that they're going to need it in this game against Boonville. And finally, the legendary Warren Lumberjack, a program that's built off speed, playmaking, and tradition. Warren spreads you out, forcing you to defend every blade of grass. With Blade Fellows and Josiah Steen, I don't think nobody on Darnell can stop these two, especially not one-on-one. And you're going to have to pick your poise against the Warren Lumberjacks. I'm going to be honest with you. This right here is not that normal team. You are going to have to pick. And if Jackson Dort, if Jackson Den is on point, I'm telling you something. It can get real ugly than Darnell, because these dudes right here are a different breed, with Blade Fellows and Josiah Steen with Tayshawn Edwards. I'm telling you, they are different. But this team right here, they and then hit you with athletes who can take 5-yard plays and turn it to 6 points. Their payoff pedigree shows every week. 3 programs, 3 identities, 3 teams that define what Arkansas football is all about. These 3 teams right here, right? I think that these 3 teams right here are built to win a state championship this season. If you look at all 3 of these teams, the only one that I'm more worried about is, I would say, Warren, because they players go both ways. But it's like I have the most faith in Warren because of Bo Hembry. I guess, it makes no sense, but I guess it makes a little sense. But when I look at all 3 of these teams, Warren is one of those teams that's built with Bo Hembry at the helms. I feel like he can outcoach Coach Vega. That's my opinion. Now, I do think that Darnell have a better team because they have a better defense. With the offense and defense combined, I think they have a better team. But if I had to pick, I would probably side with Warren. Warren can step into this. If one team that can go into Darnell and win the game, it's the Warren Lumberjacks. And it's mostly because of Bo Hembry and what he brings to the table. But Stuttgart and Fordyce, these 2 teams right here are built for this. I think that they look like, of course, any team you can tell, okay, they got a couple holes that they need to fix. But if I had to look at two teams, they are two teams that I don't think have too many holes in their game. A lot of people talk about Stuttgart's defense. Stuttgart defense has been playing pretty good. I've been real critical about Stuttgart, saying that, you know, this team right here drop a lot of passes. They haven't been dropping a lot of passes. But even Fordyce, I think that they are in 8-3A, they have less holes than all of them, honestly, because it's just a different style of football that they play. Run the ball, play tough defense, and that's a remedy for winning a state championship in 8-3A. That's basically what all the teams that's left like to do. Boonville, these two teams, Boonville and Stuttgart, I mean Boonville and Fordyce, are built just alike. That's why this matchup is so intriguing. So Warren is going to play against the Sand Lizard. Warren, these two teams right here, Warren is going to have to control. Darnell is going to have to control Blade Fellows and Josiah Steen, and also the young running back. They're going to have to make it very uncomfortable for Jackson Den. They're going to have to hit him, and they're going to have to make him uncomfortable in that pocket. Warren is going to have to hit and tackle Cree Vega and the running backs. They're going to have to make tackles, and do not let him run through your defense. You have to come up and you have to make tackles. And as the game wears on, I think the Cree Vega feel like he have an advantage. As the game goes on, he know that the defensive side is tired of tackling him, and that is when he busts his long ones. Warren is going to have to, they're going to have to contain that. They're going to have to stop that. Now, and that's exactly what it said. Warren must contain Vega on early downs, make him throw off platform instead of running past the chains. That's what Warren have to do. Darnell must prevent Warren's explosive plays, screen, stance, and the deep shots to flip the momentum in the second. Warren can mess around and be down 7-0, or 14 and down 7, 14 or whatever, and they can flip that momentum just like that with a long bomb to Josiah Steen or a long bomb to Blades Fellows. One of them is going to have to be 101. You're going to have to pick your pores. If you're going to double team both of them, I think that the running back can end up going off. So you're going to have to pick what you want to do. That's what that's what Warren makes you do. They make you pick what you want to do. If you're going to double team Blaze Fellows, then Josiah Steen is going to kill you in the slot. If you want to double team both of them, I think Tayshawn Edwards will probably pretty much dominate you, or the running back will pretty much dominate you. So you're going to have to pick something to stop in this Warren Lumberjack offense, because you can't stop all of their weapons. This right here is one of those teams that got a lot of weapons. You're going to have to pick which one you want to stop. And Darnell, you better pick that smart. I give the edge to Warren. I think Warren got it. I think Warren got the pedigree with everything that they got. The only thing that I give Darnell is they're playing at home. Do I think Darnell, you don't go 13-0 being a slouch. Darnell is battle tested. They won tough games. They beat a lot of tough teams all season. But I don't know if any of those teams have the athletes that Warren have. Same thing I said against Gosnell fans. I told Gosnell fans this, but they didn't want to listen. Same thing I'm gonna tell Darnell. Warren is a different beast. They ain't your normal 3 seed. Warren could have easily been the number 2 seed or number 1 seed in any other conference. Honestly, if they was in any other conference, I think that they don't lose no games, to be honest with you. Hamburg beat them by, I think, 12, and Stuttgart beat them by 4. And I always go back to say, Warren could have easily beat Stuttgart. Warren had Stuttgart where they wanted them at. Warren was the only team, honestly, I feel, that had Stuttgart where I feel like Stuttgart even thought that they was going to lose that game. Go back and watch it. It's on YouTube. Warren had them where they wanted them at, and they was going to beat Stuttgart, but mistakes in the end, and that's right there what cost them the game. Now I'm going to move on to Stuttgart versus Elkins. I've already talked enough about Stuttgart. We know what they want to do. Elkins is a gritty, physical, and they play with a chip on their shoulder. They want to drag you into a slow possession style football game. They don't have Stuttgart's explosiveness, so they rely on controlling the line of scrimmage. That's exactly what they want to do. They want to control the line of scrimmage. They already know that if they get into a track meet with Stuttgart, they most likely gonna get slaughtered. They're gonna get beat down. So they're gonna try to dominate Stuttgart at the line of scrimmage and try to wear them down over as the game goes on. Now, and that's right there what it said. The matchup breakdown. Stuttgart wants the pace. They want the pace, spacing, and rhythm. If Kane Price gets hot, this becomes a track meet quickly. And that's right there what Elkins do not want. They do not want to turn this right here into a track meet, because if they turn this into a track meet, we could be waving that white flag around about late in the third quarter, early in the fourth quarter, because Stuttgart going to be heading to the state championship game. Elkins must win the trenches, sustain long drives. What I just say, sustain long drive. What's the best offense? The best offense is keeping their offense off the field. So what they're going to have to do is they're going to have to keep Stuttgart's offense off the field. So those long drives, maintaining those long drives, it's going to be cold out there. And we know Kane Price, I don't know if he liked the cold or not, but no quarterback liked the cold. But I don't know what this kid right here might like the cold. You just never know. I ain't never seen nothing like him. It's like he's just out there playing backyard football. I like it, though. I love it. But keep him on the sideline. That's the best way how you can slow their offense down, is by keeping him on the sideline. Elkins need a near perfect game to weather Stuttgart's offensive runs. That's the same thing that I said. I said Elkins is going to have to be perfect to beat Stuttgart. I'm going to be honest with you. This Stuttgart team is different. Y'all, if y'all ain't watched them play, their offense is dynamic. And a lot of people is leaving out. And like, we talk about Kane Price a lot, but I'm going to tell you, Stuttgart got a hell of a running back. Their running back is really, really good, and he's really young. I think that's the reason why we don't talk about him a lot. But this kid right here is a home run waiting to happen. Whenever he gets in motion, he can run, he can catch, and Kane Price love to snap the ball, and as he comes in motion, give him a screenplay, because he know he's going to do something special with the ball. Elkins better be ready for that. If Elkins come out here and they put all their attention on Kane Price, I can see him having a monster game. I can see him taking this game over and possibly winning this thing for Stuttgart. Then we go down to Fordyce versus Boonville, the Boonville Bearcats. Boonville is traditionally one of the hardest teams in 8-3A to prepare for, because of the flex bone. If y'all don't know what the flex bone is, go look it up. That is one of the most hardest offenses to stop. The flex bone is one of the hardest. Flex bone, wishbone, all of those offenses right there are so difficult to stop, y'all. If you go look at it, you'll see why. I hate it, but it's hard to stop. They run it to perfection, misdirection, angles, and physicality. They force your defense to be disciplined for all 4 quarters. Fordyce, listen to what I'm saying. With the way Boonville run that flex bone, you have to be disciplined. Stay in your lanes. You cannot let them, if you get out of your lanes, they can bust a long one at any time. This team right here has been stomping everybody out. They have lost 4 games, but this ain't your normal 4-loss team. This ain't your normal 4-loss team. How you look at other teams and say, yeah, that's right there with 4 bad losses. These 4 losses that they lost, it was against nothing but really good teams. So this team right here knows that they can go into Fordyce and win. The matchup breakdown: Fordyce may stay disciplined defensively. Boonville punish out over pursuit. If you over pursue them, they off to the races. I promise you. Y'all know this. I know this. Everybody else, y'all gonna learn it. If Fordyce win early down, Boonville is uncomfortable in long passing situations. They don't like the pass. All they want to do is run. So what that tells me is this: I need to put them in long yardage situations to make them do something that they're uncomfortable with. And then I think that if Fordyce come out, and Fordyce got one of the best run defenses that I've seen, honestly. So if Fordyce comes out here and dominate them in that run, stop their run game, and force them to pass, force them to be one dimension, which is passing, I think Fordyce wins this game easy, honestly, because Fordyce can pass. That's the good thing about Fordyce. Fordyce got wide receiver. They got weapons. So if you slow their run game down, they can throw it and make you have to guard that as well. That's the difference between Fordyce of pass and this Fordyce team. The Red Boys is physical on defense. Will test Boonville's interior run game. Offensively, Fordyce need to hit a few explosive plays to back Boonville out of the box. What I just say. If Fordyce get that ball out the scrab in space, make Boonville have to come out there and try to double team him. Make them go and try to double team number 8. Because if you do that, you're gonna be just fine. I think that if Fordyce come out and throw the ball, I honestly feel like This game right here, they can dictate the rest of this game if they come out and do these things. Now, my predictions: Warren against Darnell, and then I'm gonna get to the comments. I went back and forth on this Warren and Darnell game. It's just something about Warren, man, in November football, well, December football. I don't know if this game is going to be close. If Warren comes out here and they make tackles, I think Warren can win this game. I'm going to go with 38-31. I think Warren wins this game by 1 touchdown. 38-31 Warren. Stuttgart versus Elkins. I think Stuttgart wins this game easier than people think. I'm going to be real with you. I think Stuttgart is going to come out here and they're going to win this game 45. I'm going to go with 45-28. I think they're going to slow Elkins down to 28 points. I'm going Stuttgart winning this game 45-28. And then we down to Fordyce. I think this right here going to be an old boring, drag it out, boring old fashion game. You remember how Alabama used to win national championship? I think this right here going to be this type of game. A very hard defensive game. It's going to be hard to get points. But I think somehow these two teams is going to put up a nice fight. I think Fordyce wins this game 28-21. I think they get these. I think I'm picking all three of these teams from 8-4A and 8-3A to get to the state championship. I think Warren against Stuttgart is going to be must-see TV. If this right here can happen, it's going to be must-see TV. Just remember how the first game ended with Stuttgart winning 59-55. This right here is must-see TV in Little Rock. All right. Let's see. D. McCoy here. Yeah. Let's be careful with this. The Redbirds have a great defense. True. They can run the game. They can. This right here is, let's be careful with this. He said that he think that Warren is going to win 32-28. That's a good pick too. I think it's going to be it's going to be a drag it out. It's going to be one of those games because I'm thinking that it's going to be one of those high scoring games, but knowing that it's wintertime and I know how teams get in the wintertime, I think that it could be one of those games that's 32-28 as well. 35-28, something like that. I think it's going to be one of those, those boring. No, one is going to be an exciting game. Now, Fordyce against Boonville is going to be a very boring game. Let's see. Yeah, she said, what's her name? Anisha Unique. Jamarquez Stroud. Yeah, just his name, Stroud. And Vincent Stroud and Andrea Ellison. Yeah. That's number 2, number 52, and Cadillac, right? Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. I just want to say shout out to Cadillac, man. Banged up, but he's still coming out here doing what he needs to do to get his team. And I'm gonna be honest, man. After the Charleston game, you can tell that this kid right here wants to win. He's hungry this year to win a state championship, man. It's like after the game, he just broke down on his knees and he just sat there for a second, man. And then shout out to him, playing through injuries. But I'm gonna tell you, like I said, Unique. Vincent Stroud is the leader of this team. It's like they go when he go. Him and number 64, these two dudes right here can wreck a whole game. They can wreck, especially if a team is passing. If it's a team that's passing, they can wreck your whole game. Now, this game right here gonna be a little different, but I think it's gonna be kind of the same because their defensive line it's gonna be this. Fordyce defensive line versus Boonville's offensive line. Who's gonna win it? If I had to bet money, if I was a bet man, I'm going with Fordyce's defensive line because I've seen them dominate almost everybody that they played this year. And that's right there why I said. And I think that in the Boonville game, I think Cadillac will make 1 or 2 key plays that's going to separate this Redbug team. I think he's gonna make a throw to Stroud, and I think Stroud, and like I said, Stroud is one of those dudes. Number two, Jet. He's one of those dudes that if you get the ball to him, he's gonna pretty much take it to the house on any play, whether you kickoff return, punt return, it don't matter. You can throw him a screenplay and he'll take that to the house. Um, he's just a dynamic player, man. He's just a hell of a football player. So if Fordyce can get him the ball against some of these dudes, this secondary for Boonville, especially if they want to run one-on-one, I think that this kid right here can have a monster game. But everybody know it's always Michael Gamble, man. That dude there, it's like, and they didn't even use him a lot in the last game. I think they was really preparing him for this game because I don't think they really needed him. But this game right here is one of those games I think they're gonna need Michael Gamble to have a big game, and I can see him having a big game. I can see him having about 125, 150 yards. I also can see Stroud making a big catch late in the game that can separate the Fordyce Redbugs and send them off to Little Rock. I think this team is ready. I think the Warren Lumberjacks is ready. They going on the road. So, but hey, before I get off, man, hey, make sure y'all go over there to my boys. Hey, let's be careful with this sports. Go down there and like his page. Run his page up. Also, Seahawks Sports, man, my fellow over there, Seahawks Sports, they doing great things down up in Southeast Arkansas. I watched them last night, during my game. Y'all go over there like they page, because they're actually shining light on these kids like Vincent Stroud and Marquez, and what's his name is Jamarquez Stroud, and Cadillac Ellison. Man, they did an interview like last week, man, an amazing interview. Also, man, Ellison Films, man, hey, shout out to him. I just want to tell you, man, I'm always on your page, man, watching all your stuff. I like how you go up close on these players. When I say I'm always on there watching, I like how you out there during the coin talk. Cause I'm gonna be honest, man. I like to see what the players say, as they, when the game is getting ready to start. I want to see what they saying during the coin toss, and you give us that with everything that you're doing over there at Ellison Films. So make sure y'all go over there. And I'm talking about, man, I love it when you watching them, as you filming them as they come into the game, as they arrive in police escort, as they come in getting ready for the game, how they prepare. Man, that's amazing, man. Make sure y'all go over there to Ellison Films as well, man, and like they stuff over there. All his stuff, his Facebook, run his Facebook page up. I think he got like 600 some subscribers, man. So go over there and like his YouTube page, man. It costs 0 cents, nothing to go over there and support, man. It costs nothing to support. It costs nothing to go and like somebody's page. It costs nothing, man. 0 cents. But also I like to say, like I said, Seahawks Sports, go over there to them, like their page, subscribe to their channel, share their stuff, man, because you never know who's gonna run across this film. A coach might be scrolling down and man, who this player right here is from Hamburg? Who this player right here is from Dermot? Who this player is from McGee? Who this player right here from Southeast Arkansas? You just never know, man. So make sure y'all go over there and support them over there at Seahawks Sports. Let's be careful with this. Ellison Films, all of them down there in Southeast Arkansas, they're doing an amazing job by trying to put these kids on the map, man, because, hey, at the end of the day, they really going to need it, man. And like I said, some people don't have cameras. So, but they're recording it. All you got to do is go on there, screen record it, and send it to these coaches and get these kids recruited. That's all you got to do. But, hey, thank y'all again, fam, for listening to another episode of the Winner Circle podcast with me, Ray Diggs, man. It's been an honor. We're on to the state championship now. It's going to be 4 teams. It's going to be 2 teams now from each conference. Can it be Warren? Can Warren finally get back to Little Rock? Will Stuttgart be able to get back to Little Rock? Fordyce. Can Fordyce get back after they won a state championship? I think it was like 2020, 2021 or something like that. They won a state championship. Can they get back to Little Rock and finally get another championship? Hey, but they got to go through a very tough team. Elkins is a very tough team. Boonville is a hell of a team. Rich tradition. Also, we know Darnell. This team right here, they don't need no introduction. They have beat 2 8-4-8 teams. We need one of these teams to beat them. And even if I think Warren got a very good chance to do it, but if Warren can't do it, I'm gonna have to depend on Stuttgart to do it because I think Stuttgart is gonna get there. But hey, y'all let me know what y'all think about the post. Let me know what y'all go like, subscribe, share the Facebook. If you want to say, comment, I'll respond back. And then if you want to come on the show, just let me know. Get into my inbox. I'll shoot you the link, and we can always get on and talk about whatever you want to talk about, sports, anything. But thank y'all again for listening to another great segment of the Winner Circle podcast with me, Ray Diggs. Until next time, y'all have a great, great, great Tuesday night. Peace.